10 minutes. Okay, so now we want to saw it. When you're sawing it, you put, just move that piece of wood aside, because we're going to make a joint out of this. We're going to make a rebate joint on the end of the piece of timber. You're all going to get a stick this size. You're going to mark it out the way I've shown you. Chop, chop, chop. Then we'll start to cut the joint on it. We'll only get as far as cutting it out today. I've used the marking knife and the chisel to put a little shelf in there so that we can start to cut. Not only the end of it you might slip over, as I mentioned earlier, and use the teeth of the saw to destroy that edge, but sometimes you'll find that the saw will wobble a little bit this way and that, but if you've got that edge to run up against, it really helps keep the saw in place. You can decide whether or not you want to put the saw cut exactly in line with the end of the stop. If it's in good order like this one is, you can use that as a positioning point, or you can just rub your finger up against the edge of it as you're sawing away. So we can, I'd rather use my finger because I like my finger. And I just start sawing a little bit of an angle, The teeth of the saw are just butting up against that edge there. Blow the dust away. Now you notice something about the saw, finger straight down the edge of it. We're not sawing in a circle, remember what I was saying? We're sawing in a straight line. Way to keep a straight line going is keep your eyes over either side of the blade, stand behind it, look directly back, look directly over either side of it, and it helps you keep the line straight. Now, I'm not using a death grip, I'm barely even holding it. In fact, yeah, I could probably do it 2 fingers. Because these saws are sharp. I'm just doing this to show off so you can get the idea that it is actually a light grip. Got more control if you do it like this. Now you've got steering. If it doesn't start perfectly straight and you look at that pencil line, you find you're going off a little bit, you can go bit this way, bit that way, bit this way, bit that way. So you can go towards the line, or away from the line, and you can change the angle a little bit. I've got the surface cut. I don't need to worry about that anymore. All I've got to do is focus on this edge down the front here just by keeping my eye on it. If I keep the saw blade going down that pencil line, I'm certain that it'll run square across the top. Blow the dust away as you're doing it. If you're not trusting yourself, have a look over the other side and go, oh yeah, that's good. And it's just tiny little wrist and elbow movements to keep it square against the line. And then we've cut all the way through it. If I really wanted to, I could have gone around and scribed the other side as well. You can see the pencil line that I've cut, that I've marked on it there. You can just see the pencil line left behind. If there was no pencil line, I went over at an angle. If there's pencil line plus chunk of wood, I went at another angle. But it's cut straight down from pencil line to pencil line on the other side of it. What we're looking for is square in one direction, up against the face edge, and the face side. Okay, and that's what we want to be able to do. Cut perfectly square on every single occasion.